Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to Never Commentary Show. Guys are doing well, so having a wonderful day today. We're doing a negative video, a very negative video, but again, we're going through a bit of a depression episode, and I'm stopping myself from going manic by working. I want to work, I want to film content, I want to produce, and because we're producing, I can take my mind off of the current problem that we have. Maybe it's not the best thing to do. Maybe it's the best thing to do. Who knows? But the subject of the day is allowing people in, and it's a tough subject. So first of all, I'm gonna say something that's kind of controversial, right? I'm Canadian. You guys know that in Canada we have election coming up, and they were talking about a lot of people that come here or immigrate here illegally, and there's something wrong with it because, of course, you prefer legally moving here or immigrating here. So there is a little bit of a there's a problem with that. But one of the party members said something, and it's weird because I don't know if it's my ADHD, but you retain information, right? One of the candidates was like, "Yo, it's not about how much we can." How much people we can let in. It's not how many immigrants we can let in. It's how well we welcome them, right? So and it's applied to my personal life. Now, am I in measure? Okay, so am I measured to say who is allowed to come to Canada or not? No. Should somebody be able to say that? No, because there's multiple like situation. For example, there's this mom. She's a single mom, right? And she's struggling, and this place in Canada could save her life and her kids. But there's this other guy who's also more qualified and could get a really good job here. So you're like, okay, well, who do we choose, right? And it's a hard choice to make. In our specific case, how is it helping us? How is it different, and how is it affecting us personally? Well, it's actually quite easy. I'm gonna get myself some water. Right now you can see we're stressed because we have a formation today to work at the government. Well, not work at the government, but work at the election, right? And lately, I realized that, and again, it's so weird. It is so freaking weird because doing videos makes me think, and because I'm thinking, then, well, I don't have the answer to every single question in the world, but it does make you think, right? So, when I had my depression in October, right, we were doing a lot of live. We were doing a shit ton of live, which was great because we were talking with people, we were talking with different people, and it was really fun. But this time we're doing more live because we're working out, right? And I'm letting people in my life, and I'm letting people in my life, and I'm letting people in my life, right? And it's odd because there's so many people that are coming in my life, but am I truly welcoming? For example, right? We met someone last week, and it's a shame. I met her. Well, that's not true. We didn't meet her last week. We met her a bit less than 2 weeks ago. So we met her on not last Thursday, but the Thursday before. Today's Wednesday. So we're like almost 2 weeks ago. And she was really, really chill. Right? She was really, 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 really chill. Like, super, super amazing. Physically speaking, right? Physically speaking, she wasn't exactly my type, or she wasn't my usual. So I think we all have the type we go for. I think there's this typecast of what we're going for. You guys prefer tattoo, you guys prefer glasses, you guys prefer mustache, you guys prefer long hair, short hair, right? And I mentioned this before, but I've been getting a lot of attention from the women's, which is great. But we're coming back to this one. And I think this one is sadly the best example because we broke things up yesterday. So physically speaking, she wasn't exactly my type. I think she was gorgeous. I think she was really gorgeous in her own way. But was she really my type? Not really. She was cute. She was cute. She wasn't. I feel such an asshole saying this. She was cute. She wasn't attractive. There's a big difference. Women don't want you to tell them that they're cute. They want you to tell them they're sexy. They want to feel desired, right? And that's pretty much it. So that being said, something kind of happened where I'm depressed, right? You guys know we've been going through it a lot with the government and the money we owe and how much of a stressful situation it is and how much my world is imploding because the people that are surrounding me, I'm infected them or I'm burning them or I'm hurting them by being that proxy to me, right? And because she wasn't physically somebody that she wasn't my type physically. We went to see another girl. Now, ultimately speaking, I never met any of those. The two girls, I never met them. So, is it technically cheating? No, we weren't dating. So, I go in, and there's a second girl, and she's a bit more my type, right? And but I realized that deep down, I prefer the first girl because, intimately speaking, emotionally speaking, psychologically speaking, she's way more similar to me. She's very mature. We're having good conversation. She's fun. She can be funny. She can be naughty. She can be a good girl. So it's really fun. And then I'm at the second one, and I'm like, I just can say like, well, I met someone else because I don't think it's nice. And I think maybe call me an asshole, but unless I'm dating, right? I don't want to put all eggs in the same basket. Was I in love with the first one? No. Did I really like her? Yes. Would I prefer to go with the first one? Absolutely. But the second one, I cannot just be like, hey, dude, I take my decision. There was another girl involved you didn't know, and now I choose her, right? So I was letting things go, but I was trying to lead the second relationship towards a friendship, being more distant, not being asexual because we met on a website where it's hookups, and it just went well. It just didn't go well, and it sucks because like I met the first one the Thursday, not last week but the week before, and I met the second one on a Saturday. Uh, Again, not last Saturday, but the went before. So 3 days after, or 2 days after, 2 days after, and last week I'm getting this news that we owe a lot of money. So we owe $13,000 to government for a overpay. It's complicated, but I'm not gonna talk about it because I'm already depressed. So fuck it, right? Um, and I'm depressed. And right now we're having a lot of people, and it's not because those people deserve attention. Those people deserve friendship, right? They're nice to me, but because we're depressed, I need to be a bit alone, right? And I always push people aside, and I always push people aside, and now I'm trying to be different. I'm trying to be a nicer person, and just take on me and say, you know what, you're suffering, but those people, they don't deserve your suffering. It's not their fault. They didn't do anything to you. So don't be an asshole to them, right? And we're dealing with a lot more people, right? And it's nice because some of those friendships are super chill. I met a lot of people in recent months, and those people are super super kind. We're almost at a month of every single day live, so we met friends and it's going well. However, you know, I'm getting friends that are like, it really hit me. It really really hit me yesterday when when I was live and I wasn't doing well. So somebody came in, and then I started singing a song because it's their favorite song, and then I wanted to listen to music, and this listening to music led me to listening to more music, and listening to more music led me to a rabbit hole of emotions, right? And it was fun. It was fun, but at the same time, you do not want it to be like the end all be all of your personality. I'm not doing well. I'll have music. I'll feel better for a couple of days, and then I'll restart. No, you have to fix things yourself, right? Um, and I wasn't doing well at all, and I saw people who I'd help or are there for me usually, and they weren't there, and they saw me, and there's a specific person that heard me say, I'm not doing well. They didn't give a shit. I'm talking to this other person, and they know that I'm doing well, and they're sending me pictures of fucking, I don't know, they're sending, hey, I bought this. Dude, I'm not doing well here. I don't give a fuck. I mean, I cannot say that because it's not nice, right? It isn't nice. So I'm in a position where I want to push people away, but I know that's not the right thing, right? And then we're in a position which we talk about immigration at the very beginning of this video, right? And I still want to talk about that because it's still the case. And it's kind of my fault. I let a lot of people in. I let too many people in to be able to maintain every single friendship, right? And my dinner. I don't know, you know. And then it's so complex. I know that a lot of you guys can tell me, hey, this is pretty obvious, dude. But it all had this different dynamics, right? So there's this other girl that we met, I want to say 3 months ago. And I get a feeling that she's into me and I'm really into her, but um, she's not there. So there's time where she's really there, most of the time she's not there. There's this other girl who I had feelings for a long ass time, right? And again, it's not always, but whenever she's there, I have deep feelings for her, but she's never there, right? And we'll have like a streak pat. She'll be like, "Oh, this is so cute," but she'll let it die, you know. So I'm like, "Fuck that." Um, but in this one, and it's different dynamics, and I'm like, and you're gonna be like, yo, Ink, no shit, different people, different dynamics, right? But it's such a hard thing to maintain all those dynamics and be this person with somebody else and be this person with somebody else, right? And then you realize that you have so many people in your life to really take care of each one of them, and you're a people pleaser, so you're trying to please people no matter what. But at the end, you're not pleasing them; you're pretending to please them, right? And that sucks because they don't deserve that. So it's really, really complex. And then I was talking about yesterday how I felt like um, those people, oh, you weren't there for me, right? But at the same time, they shouldn't be there for you. It's not like, well, we've been friends for 2 weeks and now I'm not doing well, so you're supposed to be there for me. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. And it's a hard thing because your perception of friendship is different. You don't know where they stand. You don't know if you think about them more as a friend than they do about you, right? Um, and there's this other person that I've been treating like shit a little bit because she's very demanding. But she doesn't have a lot of friends, so we became friends, and then she's talking a lot to me, right? And I'm like, okay, well, and I'm not doing well. And then she doesn't really understand because again, she's not used to people, and I'm not used to people, so usually I don't understand. Like for example, I'm talking to this other person, and this person is always depressed, right? And she's always telling me about stuff. She's like, oh, I lost my car, now I don't know what to do. And I'm like, I understand that you're telling me this, but what am I supposed to do? And she's always telling me stuff that are happening in her life that are going bad, but I can't do shit about it. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? And then she'll answer, I don't know. So why tell me, But then I understand that she's telling me because she's sad. But then I'm in my position where I don't tell people that I'm sad because I'm a public figure that people are looking up to entertain, right? It's the classical sad clown. So for a clown, there's a lot of painting of clown with tears, and that's a figure of speech of they're supposed to make everybody laugh, and supposed to make everybody laugh, but who makes them laugh, right? And we're in this position right now. And ultimately, again, I'm not able to say, hey, I need you, you weren't there for me, fuck you. Because I shouldn't be expecting those people to come, right? To me. So it's really, really, really weird, right? So I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And then some people will be understanding toward the fact that I'm not doing well. Some other people are going to be understanding. So, for example, right, I was talking about the two girls, right? So the first girl, she was like, hey, I understand, right? I understand. Now, the second one, which was also more needy, more demanding, she's like, hey, I understand, good luck. And she just blocked me, right? And the first one, which is chiller, more chill, she's like, hey, are you okay? And she's constantly asking, and I know she's worrying, but she wants us to be back together, and I'm like, dude, not right now, That sucks, yeah, but I don't know what to do. Anyway, hey, I don't know what to do. I'm trying to please everybody. See, I was talking about my mom and my father a lot last week, about how they're reacting, And my father was a bit more of a wall to lean on, because my father saw the situation and was calm about it. I'm emotional. It's like I freaked out. My mom, she freaked out. So I'm like, okay, well, if I'm with my mom, this is both chaotic energy. If we're going together, we're gonna have an implosion, right? This is not something that we want. But then I went with my father, and my father was more like, hey, shit happens, right? And I don't understand how he can say shit happens, because to me, it doesn't make a single lick of sense. But if it's perception, this is perception. I have to be respectful of that. We have to be respectful of the fact that, you know what, this is how I view things. This is how I feel. Lying naked on the floor. I'm a lot of things. But then at the end, my father was like, hey, this has happened. And my father has already moved on, and my mom's like, hey, is the problem finished? Do you need some help, So although my mom wasn't the first person that I went to, she's the one that helped me the most, right? And my father, it's not because he doesn't care, it's because he's like, I don't know what to tell you. And then You cannot call him an asshole because you just did the same thing. You just did the same thing with the girl that was telling you, hey, I have this issue. And I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do, you know? So you did the same thing, right? And when it's up to you, you're like, well, I didn't really like that. It bothered me, you know? It did bother me. I'm sure it bothered her when I don't know what to say, right? It's having expectations that are not. I think that's what this video is. Having expectations that are not logical, you know? My expectations are not logical in the sense of I'm asking either too much or I'm asking too little. I'm asking too much of the people I shouldn't be asking anything, and I'm asking too little, French. I'm asking too much of people that I shouldn't ask things from because they're not reliable, or we're not close enough for them to take care of me if I have like a problem or need to talk, right? And I'm asking too little of the people I should be asking from, or because they have my back, or you know, I can talk to them. But at the same time, it's a question of it's tough. It's really tough. It's a question of reading the room, right? Reading the room from Tommy Wiesel. It's hard to read the room because you'll always have perceived relationship and you'll always have perceived friendship, and they're always in your perception, right? And versus their perception and how they view things. I kind of have a best friend, and I'm an acquaintance for them, you know. That's crazy, but hey, that's the way it is. Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace.